She has produced, directed, and hosted Mexico's edition of 60 Minutes, or 60 Minutos. 8 days after the eclipse, Jaime presented the Arlequin footage as part of a special UFO broadcast. The network was inundated with phone calls.
We asked the people in Mexico to bring their videos to us because we like to see if in the clips they had recorded the same stuff. The telephone lines blew up. 40,000 calls at the same time. Then the system was completely shut out. We received more than 15 videos, and we now know for sure that at least in 7 of them we can see exactly the same shit that was recorded by DJ.
One of the many videos was sent by Eric Aguilar, a 19-year-old student at National University of Mexico. He was setting up to film the eclipse from a rooftop when his girlfriend spotted something unusual in the sky.
Todos volteamos a ver. We all turned to look. Hizo el comentario. And my girlfriend commented that it was a UFO. We thought it was a joke. No one really believed her when she said she saw a UFO.
But within moments, they all decided that the object was not a joke at all.
At first, all we saw was a white dot in the sky. That's all we could see in the beginning. Later, we saw that this dot was shining brightly. Big. It must have been a very bright star. And we didn't realize it at first. We didn't realize it until we saw the videotape later. We saw that this dot, it wasn't a dot anymore. It was a larger object, and it was giving off light. It was shining.
At virtually the same time, 60 miles from Mexico City, a businessman named Luis Lara photographed a similar object.
As I raised the camera, you could see something in the clouds. And it was a metal object. And it looked like it was made of 2 plates. You can distinguish a dome, and it turned on its own axis. It was silver-plated, a color like aluminum. You can see clearly it's not a star. It's a UFO because it had a shadow underneath. If it were a star or a planet, you would see clearly that it would be completely luminous. But this one had a little shadow underneath.
Yet another video was of the Bertan family in Puebla, a city 80 miles east of Mexico City. Magnifying the Bertan video revealed an odd wave-like disturbance behind the pulsating disc, perhaps some kind of energy train. Jaime Maussan enhanced the Arlequin footage and compared it to the Bertan tape. The objects, though photographed nearly 100 miles apart, were remarkably similar in every aspect.
The video from Puebla was absolutely identical to the one we had seen with Arlequin in Mexico. It was for the first time in history. Never before you had a tape of 2 UFOs in 2 different places at exactly the same moment.
The videos caused a sensation throughout Mexico, but the UFO craze was just beginning. 2 months later, an engineer named Vicente Sanchez took his video camera to a military air show in Mexico City.
I was following one of the planes and I saw a shiny dot in the camera. I didn't know what it was, but it seemed to be moving. It was undulating. So I let the planes go off and I focused more on this shiny dot in the sky. What I saw was a bright, round object, about 10 meters in diameter. It was made of silver, was shining very brightly, and reflected the sunlight a lot. It didn't fly like a plane, it was undulating. The object appeared, undulated, and moved around very quickly.
A year later, a similar object was videotaped at the same air show. This time the disc descended rapidly and mysteriously disappeared. By the time the 1993 air show rolled around, people anticipated another sighting. Sure enough, just as a squadron of helicopters flew by, the familiar metallic disc appeared.
Iba contra el viento.
It was traveling against the wind, so much so that had it been a balloon, considering the force of the helicopter blades, it would have crashed.
Pero no,
But
sí,
no,
siguió su
it kept on its path very, very straight and steady till it got lost in the sky.
Optical enhancement of this video seems to reveal that the object crossed in close proximity to the helicopters. Curiously, the military has consistently declined to address the matter.
And the military hasn't made any comment on that sighting or any sighting, and there are many more where we can relate the military or military planes to videos. However, we haven't had any kind of answer from them.
Since the eclipse in July of 1991, there have been thousands of sightings throughout Mexico. There is no clear pattern, although the great majority have occurred in and around Mexico City. The witnesses range from pilots to doctors to bus drivers and even school children. These drawings are made by a class of 5th graders who allegedly saw UFOs in March of 1993. The pictures are strikingly similar in detail. 3 shining lights with the brightest light in the center.
Los objetos eran
The objects were silver with red. One of them was coming down, and the other one that you could see in the sky was silver.
cuando estaban más abajo.
When they were a little lower, you could see the shape of the objects. They were like saucers with a dome. Everything silver. And though it was harder to see, there seemed to be a kind of reddish magnetic field all around it.
And we haven't found a single reason why these little kids made this story up. There were so many, and when you talk to them, you can feel the honesty that they transmit. They're just little kids. They don't care about the UFO conspiracy. They don't care about if they are real or not. They saw what they saw. People really like UFOs. People really believe in UFOs. And we are now convinced that we are living an incredible experience as a country, as a society, because it's everywhere. It's not just one people, it's many people with their eyes in the sky and a camera in their hands. Now is the video era, and the video is going to solve the UFO mystery.
Are the Mexico UFOs real? It is difficult to deny the startling images captured on videotape, though a determined skeptic would no doubt find some basis to discount the entire episode. But for those who have actually witnessed the mysterious objects in the skies over Mexico, seeing is believing.